Hey guys. Alright, cool.
Nicole Sauce.
Hi.
Hi. I finally got the crown I deserve.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you got promoted.
I did. I got promoted, and this one's gonna stay on like unlike my other one.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so
So,
principle 8, right?
yes, principle number 8. If you're prepared for today, the problems that come next week won't be nearly as bad.
Okay, what if you prepare for next week? Does that mean next month is better?
Not necessarily. And I mean, it's kind of one of those situations that people kind of tend to like think my bug out bag is supposed to make me last this long, or my prep should make me last this long, but they're thinking too far in advance. And when you do that, you tend to forget the basics. I mean, it's just like they always say with like sports teams and stuff, when they start slipping up, going back to the basics. And I mean, you see people put together these bags that are supposed to last them for months in the wilderness, and they don't have a pair of fingernail clippers. Like, how often do you go without using a pair of fingernail clippers?
Well, I can go a really long time without them because I use a nail file. Okay, yes, I get your point.
Totally killing my point. But I mean, you get the basic concept, and I mean, you know, people think that like, oh, if I'm gonna need these preps, it's gonna be because of a hurricane or a wildfire, and we have to run 3 states away or whatever the case might be. But they don't think about the fact that you just get stuck at the office.
Yeah, that would suck. Well, actually, I don't mind getting stuck at my office because it's my house.
Well, I mean, it would kind of suck if you got stuck in your office and couldn't get to the kitchen or the coffee
That's
maker.
true because the coffee maker's in the kitchen. Does that mean I need to keep a coffee maker in my office?
So,
Okay, so we were talking before, and I was like, if I pack for a week, that gets me through 6 months. If I pack for a week with like some shorts and warm clothes, that gets me through a year.
yeah, and I mean, that's kind of one of those situations that, like, over the course of last Thanksgiving, I was home for a family emergency, and I had a clothing bag for a week, and it lasted me for two, even though I was only planning on being gone for a week. My parents have a washer and dryer. I can wash clothes, and I had a hygiene kit with me, so I had all the hygiene stuff I needed. I had fingernail clippers. I had all of the basic stuff that I needed to take care of myself. I had a blanket and all of the other basic stuff. And that wound up lasting me the whole 2 weeks with no problems whatsoever.
I think one thing, though, that people need to think about is tailoring what that means for them. And this crown may seem like it's a little out of left field, but it's not. So I have an actual crown in my mouth that about a year ago fell out. And like astounding as that may sound, so then I had to glue it back on till the replacement came, and it kept popping out about every 4 days. And so when I was out of town, I traveled with this like tiny little thing of glue for that just in case. Well, it popped out again, like I've had it back in for a year. It popped back out on my last business trip, and I think I was on with you. I was like, oh, I better go buy glue, and it turned out I had glue in my bag because that's what
Yeah,
I need apparently is crown glue. Although this crown's doing a good job of staying on.
yeah. I mean, that was also one of the other videos that I just did recently, was talking about bug out bags, and I
Yeah,
absolutely refuse to give like a complete gear list of stuff that you should have in your bug out bag, because everybody's situation is different. Everybody has different needs. Like, I don't take any type of medication like prescribed to me on a regular basis. So I don't need that. I don't have an infant, so I don't have to worry about diapers or formula or an extra shirt for me because the kid might throw up on mine. Like I don't have to worry about any of that type of stuff. So that's the reason I do that is everybody needs to tailor to what their needs are. You know, if you're self-employed, then you don't have to worry about getting fired. If because
Ah, but you do have to worry about where the next contract comes from.
that's true, but it's still an individual thing. Like this person might have to worry about this, but this person has something completely else to worry about. And somebody else might be employed, and if they get fired, it's not a big deal because they're so marketable at what they do. They've got 10 other people lined up waiting to hire them. So it's all dependent upon you and your needs.
Okay, so what do you mean by prepare for today?
Prepare for the basics. What do you need today? You need to eat, you need hygiene, you need some form of shelter, you know, so forth and so on. So if you cover those bases for today, it's probably gonna like, I mean, in one of my bug out bags, I have a hammock and a rain fly. It's not like a one time use thing. So if I've got that, it's reusable and it'll last me probably a couple of years. So I've got at least one form of shelter there. And obviously, you have your house, you have an office that you probably work in. Some people, it might be the same thing. But, I mean, just being prepared for today and having items that you need to take care of yourself today will extend you past just today. So the trick
Yeah,
is, how far can you stretch that?
right, right. Cool. I'm not sure there's much else to say on this one. Do you think there is?
No, not really.
Awesome. Well, cheers, man, from California.
Cheers. All right. Well, till next time. Bye.
Bye.